Throw Gang, we are joined by Champagne Larry, Lauren Schlossman, and myself, Jimmy Cooks, James Harris.
Combination.
Jimmy and Larry combination.
Combination.
Welcome to the weekly running of the boys with today's full episode only available on
Patreon.com/throwingfits on Morningside. Got no stick in the ride.
Okay, Patois Larry. Before we get into going to Drake with your girl versus going to Drake with your homie,
Woo!
how do bras work? We're going to figure it out.
We're going to get to the bottom of this.
And abusing veterans. Let's get into a fit check.
Do you want to start us off, brother?
All right.
My brother.
Oh, on the feet. Stop it. On the feet upstairs. I was wearing these Paraboot Fisherman sandals, which I literally ordered on May 10th that arrived last week. So
Sounds like me complaining last week.
2.5 months stuck in U.S. Customs. But I do think this massive delay is kind of a blessing in disguise. One, I think that the whole Fisherman sandal meme discourse has, for the most part, passed us by, and I'm glad for that.
Oh, speaking of which, real quick, sorry to interject. You made a hilarious comment, which is, listen, whether you like them or don't like them, we can all agree on one thing, and you brought this to my attention. You cannot put them on without looking zesty as fuck.
No, you look dusty. You look dusty.
No, zesty?
No, when you put them on, you're looking dusty, bro.
Oh, more unk than...
Yeah, more
something else.
Yeah, exactly. Walking downhill, you look zesty. Putting on Fisherman sandals, you looking dusty.
Anyway, so it's a blessing because I'm actually very curious.
Well, the whole Fisherman sandal discourse, I believe, has kind of passed us by. You either fuck with them or you don't. Right. And at this point, you've made your opinion clear. You've chosen team correct on the right side of history or team fucking hater.
The boat has lifted anchor and has left the dock.
Yes, the grill, the charcoal has been lit. The unks are on the grill, and you either unkin or you nuttin'. Two, I think that you have decided to be on team sandal, right?
The right side of
history. Fishery. Nice. Aquaman over here. And yeah, that's just two. Three, what I realized, and this is what fucking becoming an Unca Funkle looks like, the funky unky, is the Fisherman sandals are not a summer shoe. They
Really?
are a fall shoe. They look horrendous. With the backstrap, not the mules. Fisherman sandals, for the most part, unless you're fucking a true unk on the grill, look fucking whack. With shorts, they are much, much better worn with pants.
Okay, so I'm getting a lot of shots right here. But what about
it's not
socks?
a shot. It's not a shot at you. Socks or no socks. The ones that I got from Paraboot, navy leather, honey Vibram sole, really hard color combination to find, which is why I could only find them from this one store in Amsterdam who fucked up the customs clearly and just left me hanging until I wrote a very strongly worded email.
Oh. So you're right, and you don't want to take it. You don't want to take it any further publicly, like I did last week.
I don't want to shout them out. I don't want to give them any free clout. Fuck this store because they were like, "Oh no, it wasn't us. It's U.S. Customs." Fuck you. It ain't Uncle Sam. You fucked up the forms. I've definitely bought from Europe before and never had an issue. But no, so it is a fall shoe. It's not when it's too cold because you can still go open toe. Whether you do socks, if you do socks and Fisherman sandals and shorts, you're looking extra psycho. Extra schoolboy.
Extra zesty.
Extra zesty schoolgirl. Looking like a future waifu.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, Paraboots on the feet, MF Pen trousers, your favorite trout right now. The 4S Designs polo shirt.
Speaking of zesty.
Looking like a motherfucking now and later.
I like this. Is this even technically a polo?
I think so. It's like a popover.
Yeah,
right?
I guess, somewhere in between, I guess.
And in typical Angelo Urrutia fashion, you see the fucking little touch of luxury.
Come on, man.
The little gold.
You already know.
Fucking textured buttons.
He's not the most interesting man in menswear for no reason.
No,
people.
super light fabric. I love this. I'm not going to say where I bought it because
wait.
Every time I tell him where I buy 4S because it's so expensive,
he gets pissed.
I can only buy it 95% on sale at Essence. He's like, "Oh, come on, man." I'm like, "What, bro?"
I mean, there's something to be said about firing shots publicly. I heard through the grapevine via some contacts of mine on Savile Road that Turnbull and Asser heard my screed and were not pleased.
About with you?
Which
Should
good
they-
motherfucker.
Should they not please with themselves?
You're preaching to the motherfucking choir, bro.
There's too much fucking money.
Someone said you should be hearing from them. They're gonna reach out, maybe to make things right, or maybe to fire back. I haven't heard shit, bro. Which is very funny because that's also how it worked with customer service.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay. Well.
Just wanted to update the audience at home. I think they only got 34 minutes into last week's ep.
Yeah. Apologies for that. We'll get into that with another apology later on. What else? Oh, the Forest Designs polo, the teal Seattle Mariners hat, straight influenced by Lil Yachty. Not ashamed to admit it.
Ken Spiffy Jr.
No, the Chic Shiro.
Also him.
When we saw Drizzy on Tuesday night, Yachty opened for him, as he did on Wednesday night, because I went. I know that because I went. And he was wearing, I believe he's wearing this fucking hat.
And if you remember, he, at some point in the set, which had zero audience participation outside of some girlies, which we'll talk about, he took the hat off his head and he just threw it into the crowd.
Yeah.
Just completely fucking, here, take it. I don't even want it.
The teal Seattle Mariners colorway, like the Charlotte Hornets, like the 90 shit, like
Yeah.
I fucking loved it. Like seeing it across the stage, seeing it sparkle atop his fucking glacier around his neck. I thought it was fire, and immediately, and again, this is like, I've reached the age where, one, I'm being re-influenced by rappers, which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, where it's like, I'm not like, he's a rapper, he ain't got styling shit.
Right.
But it's like,
But Yachty's
most
one of the
rappers recently have been like, oh, I'm in head-to-toe Balenciaga. How the fuck am I going to copy that? Even if I wanted to, I can't afford that.
Yeah, and it's whack as fuck. I think Yachty is maybe, this comes up in the 50s year after year, and maybe this is the year that he, cracks a top 3. He's one of the best dressed rappers right now.
Yes.
I think without a doubt,
Well,
objectively.
I mean, look, you have Rocky, you have, I don't know who else, like, who the fuck, like, I don't know, Cardi, right? And they're all just in head-to-toe capital F fashion, whereas Yachty's one of these guys where it is, like, kind of taking it back to basics. And maybe this is the pendulum swinging back from, like, fashion rapper, where it's, like, jerseys. He was in a fucking Rangers jersey on some freestyle he did. Like, when we went to the listening, he was in a Pirates jersey, right? Or Steelers jersey?
Steelers jersey, yeah.
He was in a Mark McGuire Oakland Athletics jersey the second night that I saw him.
Sick.
And yeah, maybe it's swing back where it's like sneakers, jerseys, just like tasteful throwbacks and vintage, big jorts.
Everything is like the Y2K thing, but like he is standing in stark comparison or contrast rather because it's very 90s, which is fucking, was that not the golden era of like hip hop swag? I guess maybe outside of like the shiny.
Okay, complex.com.
Yeah, let's get Greg Babcock on the case. No, I mean like, not like shiny suit era, but like, kind of just straight up like what Wu-Tang would be wearing.
I don't know.
Inside the 36 chambers.
I think that like, when it did become just every rapper in head-to-toe Balenciaga, every rapper head-to-toe fucking designer brand, maybe the pendulum's swinging back. And I, for one, am here for that. Hence why I got this fucking teal.
Drake is
Mariners
definitely being influenced by Yachty too. Like whether it's
Well,
those
so
jerseys
baseball
or,
jerseys are like probably going to be a thing this fall. Drizzy was in the not only was he wearing the Brain Dead Factory Team Project Oakley Chops on Mules that I was wearing.
I think we were
not
wrong.
only was he wearing a dog mask. Oh, he was wearing the full.
Yeah,
joints.
they're not
Not
the
only was he wearing a
mules.
dog mask, he was wearing a Yankees baseball jersey.
Yeah, I think that I don't know about you. I find them very hard to wear. I think they're cool. I had like a vintage Pirates one that was a gift from a homie that like I tried to wear and I just could never kind of figure it out.
It's tough.
Like buttoned all the way up or like over a tee or over
Yeah.
a tank. Like I just can't.
Well, I did order little tipsy. I did order the same color Ichiro jersey.
Oh hell yeah!
Off eBay for like $40, and this was like $30 on Grail.
And
Like, that's the thing is that this shit is so accessible and
Yeah,
so
yeah.
fucking nicely priced that like you can't help but at least dip your toe in.
You went Ichiro Mariners versus Ichiro Yankees, which is normally how you rep.
Yeah, well, I have like, I mean, look, if you're gonna go baseball jersey, you kind of got to go kind of loud. So I went with the teal, right, versus just like a gray Yankees away with the pinstripes, which is like, I don't want to look like Timmy Chalamet out here.
It's fucking terrible, dude.
Yeah, you look very sickly. You look like a Make-A-Wish kid. Make-A-Wish kid.
I will say,
Like when they trotted out Sean Evans to throw first pitch for the Mets.
if you wear the Ichiro Mariners jersey and the hat, you're gonna look like you're at batting.
Well, okay, I'm not gonna wear that because I'm not gonna be like matchy like
Right.
in a music video or anything, and I'm not gonna wear an Ichiro jersey to Yankee Stadium. I'm still gonna wear my fucking Ichiro jersey so that you know there's a little warning.
This man is fucking hammered.
Jimmy got the Shikiro jersey on. Yeah,
You already know it, dude.
straight from Billy's. Yeah, so that's why I got. I don't know. I'm excited. Although it is a small medium, so it is hanging on for dear life.
I was
right
gonna
now.
say you're on 2 snaps, dog.
I know.
That's
I need to get a haircut.
yeah. I think you do. You might get 1 snap back after you get a little trim.
I tried one, just the single snap, and it just fucking blew out like a 36L.
Because you don't have that big of a head. I mean,
like
you
a
have
36L bra.
You have a normal sized head versus me, who has a child's
Right.
extra large size head. But I've never seen you on 2 snaps, bro.
Yeah. Anyway, baseball jerseys for the fall. You heard it here first. The ring is Badagavanada. The boxers are Hanes boxers. Diet Pepsi, Green Boy's finest. Oh, and the Sunnies were Badagavanada. Lawrence?
I was wearing ALD Fisherman sandals with Shiro socks. I have on bare knuckles jorts. I have on a Metalwood Studios belt. I have on a CK1 Palace pleaser. On top of that, I have the Throwing Fits motherfucking pen collab short sleeve button up.
Why are you so insistent on Maybe this is just it was a throwaway comment by you, but you're like, oh, I wanted to make like in the picture that like my shirt was open.
Oh, because I'm feeling myself.
Okay.
I'm feeling myself.
Oh, you saw Beyonce?
And also, no, I wish. Too expensive. I spent all my money on Drake tickets. Also, Black Beater. Say what you want. You know, where is that? 90s, 2000s.
Black pleaser.
Excuse me.
My guy Larry. If anyone knows my guy Larry, he's a black pleaser guy.
I'm a black pleaser. It's just very flattering to all shapes and sizes. Again,
my guy's a black pleaser.
I don't want to be known as a black pleaser, dude.
No,
but yeah, I guess better than Black Beater.
Oh, yes, correct.
But just like black tee, it's really the same principle. White
black
tee,
respecter. You're wearing a black respecter right now.
White tee versus black tee. If you're shaped a certain way, like maybe somebody's speaking right now, the black is more forgiving, bro. But that's why I wanted to go open. But the pick that you went with, I'm kind of more. I'm unbuttoned, but I wasn't flexing with the belt.
Flexing a swinger.
Yeah, exactly. Flexing a swinger. Up top, I have on a white 316 rodeo hat. Rollies on the wrist, wedding ring is on the fingy, wifey is on the pinky. I'm wearing Brady brand.
Oh, nice.
Boxer briefs, mainly because I saw that you re-engaged with the GOATs people over email, and I was like, you know what? Maybe a little fucking shout out couldn't do any harm. Well, actually, in our case, you never know.
Yeah,
but who
they're
knows?
they're gonna collude with Turnbull and Astor and get after our asses.
I mean, listen, dude. Got free smoke, doggy on leash it.
Yes. Wait, I forgot to wear something. I forgot to mention something. Oh, reattaching the lobe. That's all.
Bling, bling. Every time I come around a podcast, bling, bling.
All right, fit check, drink check, complete.
Yeah.
Real quick, before we get into the meat and potatoes of the podcast, two things. One, if you made the pre-order on the shorts, there were so many orders that the factory was overwhelmed with our order submission, which is why we apologize that it's taken a bit longer than the initial 4 to 6 week window that we initially threw out there, not knowing how crazy the response was going to be. That being said, the shorts have touched down at the fulfillment center in Jersey. These guys are fucking pros. I was talking with Big Vin on the phone earlier. He had a bar. He goes, huge fucking Italian guy. He's like, I'd rather lose money than look stupid.
Yo, honestly,
I was like, yo, Vin,
has there ever been a truer statement of all time?
King Vin. But yes, so the shorts are on their way. They're on their way.
Finally.
They should be heading out of the fulfillment center today, tomorrow, or I guess today is Tuesday by the time you listen to this. So maybe yesterday, maybe today.
You're going to get an email with the label
way.
creation, and then you can fucking hit your tracking. And again, our apologies. We are recording on a Monday. They are there. By the time you're hearing this, it'll be Tuesday, and hopefully these things will be fucking in the air expeditiously.
Yeah, the other thing we want to apologize about, and give some context to, Lawrence, take it away.
Yeah, so if you listened to the boys only last week,
or tried to,
or you attempted to, we had a cool cruise in 34 minutes, standard operating procedure, riffing, having a great time, making your week as we always do, making our own week, right?
Yeah.
Always a highlight. At around the 34-minute mark, I started getting just lightly shocked and electrocuted by the mic, but
not by my wits, by my jokes, my banter.
I mean, honestly, dude, that just proves not only the only podcast that matters, but when we touch, when Jimmy and Larry touch mic, shit is electric.
Where you're like, oh, the shit is hitting different.
So I assumed, like, and I kind of have it even today, like, you know, it's a little hot out. Sometimes it can get a little muggy in here, but we don't want the AC to affect the sound, which is funny because we're literally talking about the sound being destroyed. But get a little sweaty palms. I'm like, oh, maybe it's just a little drip.
Yeah, that's how electrocution works.
Yeah, but for a rough, I would say for about an hour or so, I was getting shocked while recording.
I know.
And you were noticing the levels going crazy.
No, I wasn't noticing that.
Oh.
Afterwards, I did a little test where I broke out the scientific method, and I was like, all right, let me try every permutation of every microphone, every cable, and every port here, or at least the ports that we're listening to, and then also to confirm the ports we weren't using. Immediately identified the infracting cable.
Yeah, something like that, maybe.
And it was only when like you touched here that the pitch or it would peak like fucking crazy, like even through like the levels that I don't think you've ever attained. And I was wondering if like your voice had like broken through like Mach 9.
Oh wow, yeah, fucking straight up Top Gun Maverick style.
But I think it was just a bad cable.
Yeah, so it's we found the offending cable. It's fucking out of here. Apologies, but that is why we sounded like we were potting out of a fucking trash can.
Yeah.
Like the poorest motherfucker on Sesame Street.
Out of a Chobani yogurt cup.
Yeah, I don't know who made it through. I mean, like, if you did, you're a fucking real one. I don't think you did. You even listen? It's so bad. Bro.
I went like an hour deep into the YouTube, and I was like, oh, this is.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough one.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna just read the transcript from last week's podcast, just the last hour for the next hour.
Yeah,
no, just kidding.
Maybe we'll get it published in Interview Magazine. Yeah, that's a bummer, and we apologize because like we do really have like, well, this isn't true. It's not. We only have one job. We have many jobs. You even more so than me. But one of the jobs we both have is that we put out a podcast that's listenable. Twice a week.
And we failed.
And yo, you know what? We hit 50% from the field. Honestly, Hall of Fame numbers.
Yeah. We put out 1/3 of the episode was good audio.
Actually, right when you break
that's
down
330. That's 330. We're batting 333.
Again, find us in the fucking Hall of Fame in Cooperstown with Mr. Ichiro Suzuki
and Shohei Ohtani. Okay.
I think that's and yeah, Greenpoint's finest in the Hydro Flask.
Oh, sorry.
That's I think that's it. Let's do the show.
Right. All right. Well, I thought we'd started the show with the
shit,
premium potatoes, but anyway, so last week we had last week was just like fucking real hip hop is back. 50 years and forever, baby.
Wait, was it real or was it like, because real hip hop to me is not like Drake, no one's like Drake's real hip hop, right?
Oh, really? What about he's like, yo, combination?
No,
I mean, it was just like a fucking rappity rap.
It was
where
a rappity rap.
You had gone to, well, we talked about Drake you going to Drake for like a little bit.
I heard it, yeah.
I don't think so. Then you and we went to Drake on Tuesday. Shout out Nike.
Shout out Edgar. Shout out the Mecca. MSG, baby.
Yeah, shout out Zach Bia.
I don't like being that guy that, again, is like, yo, MSG is greater than Barclays. Dude, there is a noticeable difference.
You said it so many times. Okay,
so. You make sure that somebody hears me.
So it was me, you, it was Gian, and a fourth homie that we met that were the guests of Nike, and we just like met up. You know, the night got off to a bit of an inauspicious start because I accidentally kicked a bag of piss.
Yeah, that was disgusting.
It was like a wine. It was like a boxed wine, but the bag inside, but it was definitely piss. Like, it was not wine.
Speaking of, auspicious, right? Is an auspicious start. Inauspicious
was it good?
No,
inauspicious is bad. Auspicious is good.
Speaking of inauspicious starts, because you know me, it's Drake. I'm so early, bro. I was a half an hour early just hanging out. Just in beautiful fucking MSG, just like right outside of Penn Station, hanging out next to bags of piss. I saw a group of homies, and I don't know what was really happening. It's three young Gen Z bros, and we'll talk about some of the age stuff surrounding the concert, but they're walking into MSG, and one of the friends is just weeping. And I'm like, is it tears of joy, or did he get like too high and too drunk, and he is now worried that like he's just going to be a complete disaster?
No, Drake, fuck my bitch.
Yeah. But I will say, like, and this is great to see, like, as big proponents of male friendship, it's basically what the show is. That's the foundation the show is built upon. The boys were being very supportive for this. For this weepy young gentleman.
Bro, I'm sorry, Drake. Fuck your bitch,
yo,
bro.
You got it, bro. Don't even. Bro, honestly, with Drake's fucking target age group, he might have fucked their bitch. I don't know, dude. But no, they were like fucking
Stranger Ting combination.
Stranger Things, man. No, they were probably like, I can't tell anyone's age. They were probably 19.
Okay.
Yeah?
I guess so. I mean, it was, okay, the crowd was, I know that you were kind of like sequestered in your box, maybe like isolated to like the people.
Oh, when I was at Barclays, yes, 100%.
We were like in the shit, right? In the 100s. Mm-hmm. But I was surprised because when I have gotten hooked up with tickets before, normally it's like you get hooked up by the brand, by a corporation. You're sitting with like other brandsmen and other corporations.
Yeah,
and
no.
We were just like surrounded by fucking like squealing 14-year-olds.
We were dropped into the jungle.
It was a very, very young and I think very female-leaning crowd. I thought this whole concert was for the girlies, which we'll get to, but the first indication that this was a fucking Zoomer-ass concert was we get up there, we're like, yo, should we get a beer? Go to the beer stand. No line.
Nope. Nobody buying beer.
Glorious. What a great, great thing to see at Madison Square Garden, which you rarely see, unless you're like a Harry Styles concert, I guess, or a Drake concert.
Yeah.
Because one, Gen Z doesn't drink. Two, it's a Drake concert. I think everyone's like getting a fucking Moscato at the actual bar.
Or a Clauscato. Right?
Yeah, or like a spritz.
Yeah, exactly.
Some shit.
It was kind of wild because it wasn't just like we found the one isolated beer stand that had no one. There was not a single person on the entire 100 level getting beer besides me, you, and Gian. Actually, Gene didn't even get a beer.
Yeah, you got a Truly.
Yeah, he did get a Truly.
24. You got 2 Trulies, so you drank 48 ounces of Truly.
And I know you're going to talk about my behavior, but I think that part of the reason I ended up getting so fucking jazzed with my jazz hands is because it was so easy to get beer. I ended up having like 10 beers.
Yeah. Well, 5 24
Yeah,
ounces.
five big boys. Just because like it was so easy. And
Dude,
company outing, throwing it on TF, baby.
night 2, I went with my girlfriend, and we'll talk about kind of like the going with your boy versus going with your girl.
In stark contrast.
And it was the same thing where there was like a bar where you get like liquor, people are getting, like tequila sodas. These 2 guys got fucking they ordered shots of 42, tried to do them, failed.
No!
Asked for orange juice, and then poured the 42 in the orange juice.
What a waste!
And the bartender's like, what a fucking idiot.
Oh
Like,
my god.
that was a $40 shot. What are you doing?
God, Don Julio is somewhere turning over in his fucking grave, dude.
Yeah, he said fucking.
Yo, they mixed OJ with the 42?
Kind of hard. That's kind of
Is
hard.
it? Well, here's the thing. If you had just seen that, then it's a flex, but you had seen them fail to do the smoothest shot that could ever be fired.
Yeah. But I was going up to this guy at the bar, and I was like, do you have Budweiser? He's like, yeah, why? I'm like, because I want one. He's like, whoa, like, I'm sorry. What? I thought it was a Drake concert, not a Nick game. He's like, yeah, you're the only guy. He's like, I got plenty of Budweiser. Like, let me know if you want any. So then I came back like 2 more times. He's like, Mr. Budweiser. What are you, a Budweiser rep?
Damn, he's being heterophobic, dude.
I know.
Dude, he heteroed you basically.
Well, I'm like, yeah, I'm like old. Like, I just want beer.
Yeah, I'm a Budweiser rep here trying to run the numbers up so I can keep my job.
It's probably me and like a bunch of dads, a bunch of dads with their fucking daughters, and they were like, oh, let me get a fucking Bud.
Yeah.
No Bud Light though. You know what I mean?
Never Bud Light, dude. No way, bro.
Just 'cause I don't like it.
No,
it doesn't taste good. Yeah.
It's not even refreshing.
The guy was like, oh, don't worry, I already pulled on ice for you for when you come around next.
This is how I felt when this is a big throwback, but when we were in the Delta Lounge, that was me. I got a rapport going with the fucking working class, dude.
What? With what?
You don't remember? Like, she would have, when we were in the Delta Lounge and I was getting beer, she always had them ready for me. She knew the order, she was ready to go. When we went to the Rangers game.
Oh,
Rangers.
Right.
Speaking of MSG, speaking of...
And you're like, yeah, I've been tipping real good.
Real good.
Yeah, just like drinking that guy's bitch.
Yeah.
Okay, so a few more reasons why I guess surprises, I think, were that, like, yes, there was a cohort of, like, 15-year-old girls. Like, literally 50.
That young,
Dude, they were fucking very, very young.
Oh, actually, were they even having claws? I don't
No.
No,
they weren't.
Yeah, they might have been 16 or whatever.
Yeah, they were definitely under 18. And, like, whenever Yachty, like, walked to this side of the square that we were on, they would just go, ah! It was, like, very, like, Beatles mania. And I was like, do people still... I was shocked that people, like, still, like, squeal with, like,
girlies squeal. It's part of their DNA.
Right. I guess Yachty is a heartthrob, and then even crazier is that, particularly on night 2 for me, whenever 21 came out and, like, came over and there were, like, a fucking cluster of girlies, they would squeal for 21.
And
Savage
and his nickname, true. He's a savage. He's gonna break your heart, girls.
Bro, it was wild, though. I mean, I had no idea, I guess, that Yachty and 21, and, like, clearly that with 21, there's a fucking Drake connection runoff.
Big cosign.
Where he's just, like, now for the girlies.
Yes.
Which, honestly, if you're accidentally for the girlies, like, what a fucking thing to stumble into, you know?
Yeah, I mean, Savage can fucking croon. He croons a little bit on her loss. The girlies that were fawning over Yachty, seemingly, from my recollection, because at that point I was a little wasty, but they love that I Spy with My Little Eye, that one, and then Broccoli, which is hilarious too, because the Drake beef is put on blast on Back Outside Boys, of which Yachty does ad-libs, and yet Yachty's biggest feature ever is probably Broccoli. That Dram song. Interesting. Wow. Interesting how that works. Interesting how motherfuckers switch side based on what's convenient.
Wow. Switch up.
Yeah. Can I say real quick? I want to clarify something.
Yeah.
I get the girlies were going crazy for Yachty. That's great. Love to see the squealing happening in person. Shout out fucking Yachty mania. When Poland dropped, I expected. I had my camera ready. It was the big moment. I was so excited for.
You're so ready.
At the Brooklyn show, again, some guy whose name I can't remember opened up some fucking dance hall. Like, just a little wagwan to that guy, but I don't know your name. Anyway, so I'm ready. I'm getting ready. I'm like, yo, the crowd.
Wait, why couldn't you remember his name? Was it the Coke or the Molly or the combination?
It was the combination. I forgot that I even said that. I mean, it was the OVO receiver gloves. They were tight. They were too tight. I was cutting off circulation to my head. Combination. When Poland dropped, I guess
you were like
I was framed up.
You're ready, and I was like, dude, it's gonna be the last song.
Yeah.
We know he goes until 8:20.
Except it wasn't the last song.
It wasn't the last song. I was like, wait till like 8:18.
Yeah, and
because I was like, he's gonna play like 7 times.
Right, like he did in Poland. Anyway, Poland drops. Speaking of drop, you can hear a fucking pin drop in there. Clearly, the girlies.
You can hear a 15-year-old girl fart.
Yeah, you really could. I was so angry.
Yeah.
That I had to attack an entire generation via Instagram stories because it was such a letdown for me.
It's hard to sing along.
What?
To like a well, he's like reserved. You can't scream that though. Yeah, no one's going. No one's doing that like at the show.
And when you watch that, if you did watch that video, you can see he is completely surprised as well. That he was getting no love to the point where he doesn't say like to the DJ cut it, but he just moved on with his set because he was getting fucking nothing back.
Same thing. So it's interesting because like you saw Barclays MSG, I saw MSG night back to back and like culmination and this Tuesday Wednesday culmination
back to back Drake.
The same shit happened where at that point I'm like, wait, is this not like? And then he puts on like whatever his like closing song is. People go people go crazy to that.
Is that I Spy? I don't even remember.
I don't know.
I don't know that much Yachty music. That's the other thing I realized. He's doing a lot of like how he does like the Detroit super fast style rapping flow, like the Concrete Boys. Like he does a bunch of that, which sounds cool, and like the videos and the visuals I've definitely like seen on his Instagram like look tight, but like no one knows those songs really.
I don't know.
At least not this audience. And also, by the way, I'd like to place some blame on the boy himself. He is sending out his guy. He's trotting Yachty out at 8 p.m. The place is fucking maybe a third full.
Well, Yachty's got to open up for the boy, Zach Bia.
That is crazy.
He's got to warm up the crowd for Zach Bia, who gets the aux cord, plugs in his laptop.
Yeah.
Make sure he double checks what city he's in. Plays songs that are,
city specific.
Regional. Yeah, exactly, like bangers in that city. And yeah, someone's got to do it. Why not Yachty?
Yeah, Zach Bia, his crowd work, I feel like could use. I mean, you know what? Here's the thing. Shout out Zach, friend of the show. He's on tour. By the time this shit ends, he's gonna be a pro, dude.
Hope so.
Well, I left during.
Well, he is a pro.
I left to use the bathroom and grab more beers during his set because I'd already seen, and it's the same kind of like, despite the regional stuff, it's like, yo, he's gonna drop Bad Bunny. He has this moment where he does Natalie Imbruglia, right?
Finito.
Which honestly. It rang off.
Which I kept my eye on those little white girls. I was like, "You gonna say it?
Gonna say it?
Gonna say it, you little bitch?" They didn't say it.
But anyway, I'm in the bathroom and I'm peeing at the urinal, just kind of like waiting for Bia to tucker himself out, and I hear this one dude yell to his boys. He goes, "They're playing New York State of Mind. We gotta go. I'm like, wow, dude, talk about a fucking bridge and tunnel,
tomato,
fucking bridge and tunnel head asses. I'm like, that's what you can't miss.
Yeah.
Forget about Finito. Forget about Natalie Imbruglia. You can't miss New York State of Mind.
I know.
You're at MSG. You don't even have Barclays. You're in the wrong fucking place, bro. What the fuck?
He also cut Stay Scheming so short. I would just be, life's so short.
Damn.
Just like this song.
Dude, I mean, I want to hear Finito Coop, dude.
Yeah.
That's what I want, bro.
I guess Frenchie was in the building twice, two nights in a row.
No.
Combination.
My brother. My brother French.
The only other thing of note that happened for me during Bia's set was Gian made some comment like, "Yo, we going to fucking some club after this with Bia?" And he goes,
"Say Tao?"
I don't know. And he goes, "Well, I do have Bia's number." And Gian goes, Yeah, so do I. He's Virgil Quick with the text back. Got the double name drop in everything, which was crazy.
I will say, he countered my name drop with a combination.
He's that statue type quick with the text back.
And honestly, you know what? Gotta give credit where credit's due. Gian he out name dropped.
Yeah, he name dropped combination on you.
Yeah. I wonder. And it's funny that, and this is now embarrassing, but fucking, I mean, all I do is embarrass myself on the show weekly. When I went to Barclays with the homies, I did also the same thing where I was like, yo, should I text Zach?
Just, bro, really?
And not even because I would ever, but just to be like, I have this.
Like, yo, look, it says delivered. There's no response or anything, but it went through.
It went to a number. It went to a guy named Zach. Whatever. Fuck it. Fuck me. I guess it's fuck me.
I don't know if it was beers 2 and 3 or 4 and 5 or a combination. But what I did get to see, and I'm not as big a Drake fan as you. I'm not like trying to connect the fucking Pepe whatever with like the strings on like
Sylvia,
on like Lil Yachty doing fucking broccoli and dram and blah blah blah. Sure, you were rapping every single word. You were not every single word. Let's be clear.
Oh yeah. Thank you.
Most words, 99.
Again, I'm a black pleaser.
Black respecter, 99.2% of the words.
I'm a black respecter as well.
Yeah.
Pleaser and respecter.
And I made sure,
Thank you for keeping me honest, dude. Because you're not just not racist. You're
you need to sit your white ass down and smoke another cigarette. That's the other thing. You smoked like 5, 6.
I will say that one of the benefits of MSG versus Barclays, despite also, again, the sound being better, that aside, is that the way that security works, like in Barclays, they won't let you bring in a lighter. Despite it being the house that Hove built, like they are very anti-fun. No lighters, so you can't spark up some fucking a little bit of broccoli, nothing like that. MSG, they don't really care. Sure, a lot of people smoke weed, but I took that as an opportunity to blast 1, 2, 3, 4, 0, 0, 0 fucking darts, bro.
Combination.
Yeah, combination.
Again, I wasn't know if it was...
Would that bother you? I'm sure it did, actually.
Yeah, of course.
I'm bad,
you sat 2 seats away, but then when our row finally filled out, there was no room, and you were just like, yo, this is crazy. Okay. Look, when I'm at a concert, right, I'm not just looking at the star on stage. I love the macro experience. I like looking at the crowd. I like people watching. I like seeing people's reactions to it. I'm just standing there taking it all in. Mm-hmm. It's like very enjoyable, right? Yeah. But again, except for like a few artists, I'm there to like strictly see the artist like say the words that I know he's going to say.
Okay.
I'm just saying like that the concert is like a huge a huge wave of humanity.
A shared experience.
Well, but also everyone's having their own individual experience, and I like to kind of watch them having them. Part of your experience was the woman next to you when the row filled out. You had an ashtray. One of your 5 double-sized beers was an ashtray.
Yeah.
You would put it over here for like Sig 3, and then between Sig 3 and Sig 4, the row filled out, and the woman was standing next to you in the seat that was formerly your smoking seat. Mm-hmm.
Smoking section.
You reached around her.
No!
You don't remember this?
No.
Bro.
Really?
This is factually what happened. She's standing here, you sit down, you reach around her, and you don't touch her, and like you do a good job, but you like she's here, and you like get your fucking ashtray cup, and her friend is like, yo, what the fuck this white boy doing? What the fuck this black respecter doing? And you like pull
respectful this guy's being.
You like it was very athletic. You were like your core was engaged.
Nice, dude.
You were it was like a rock climbing move. Mm-hmm. You were setting like a V20, a V120, and you get it, and you bring it back, and the woman was like, "What?" Like she was kind of flabbergasted, but like just went back to the Drake, and then you went back to smoking your cig.
Ethan Hunt infiltrating fucking Langley, dude, in and out, dog.
I got to see. Look, Drake had some moves. He was doing this shit. 21 was doing like this shit. Fucking Yachty was like trying to get his pants from not falling down.
Dude, that was the thing. It's like, bro, just wear a belt. He spent the majority of his 25 minute set literally just pulling his pants.
Well, his receiver he had to take off and just hold in his hand because that's what was dragging his pants down.
Yeah. I get it again. It's the 90s again, but get a belt.
Night 2 he was wearing a belt. I got to see the full plethora of the Larry dance moves and rap hands.
Are they dance moves or are they rap hands?
You had majority rap hands, but there was someone Drake was getting sexy with it. You had like a little like.
Oh yeah, okay. Your boy's got a little. I mean, honestly, I saw you do the little Uzi Vert. I just want to rock.
Oh, and I killed it.
Did you kill it?
Yes.
Okay.
It's much easier to do when you're sitting down.
Can you demonstrate?
I can't do it.
Oh,
I need the music.
You don't want to give the people some. Give people. Well, it's more. You're going like.
No, that is part 2. It's first. It starts with this, and then he brings it up here.
Bring it up. I didn't see you start with part 1. I feel like you jumped right to. Yeah, there you go.
Damn. The Larry rap hands are very much like like guns, or like yo, like middle fingers up, or like fucking devil, hail Satan.
Did I look cool?
Yeah, sure. But what I was watching, the game that I was playing was the woman in front of us who was just like smoking mad weed the whole time.
Thank you for that. Little cover for your boy.
I was watching you, and you were on the edge of our like row,
Yeah.
right? You weren't sitting back.
No.
You were sorry, I'm out of breath. You were like very much like
My core was engaged, like you said.
I swear to God.
Yes.
I was waiting for the moment, and I was preparing mentally, but also like enjoying this little game that I was watching.
Like, because you're like, this guy's about to get duffed out.
This guy's about to hit this woman's head. If this is the woman's head, this is bigger and like more
let's use
solid.
analogy.
You were literally like
Yeah.
non-stop, flip. Like
Flip,
it was.
flip.
This
I
shit
just
don't.
hit the switch.
This shit don't ever stop. I was like,
never
bro,
got her. But I
never. But if I'm
Nothing
her,
to apologize for if you never commit the act.
if I'm her, you got to feel the fucking wind of the rap hands.
Yo, if anything, it might have been cornered down because it was spicy up
That's
in there.
true. It was a little hot.
One move that I just not discovered. I'm not saying that I created this at all, but I added. I feel like to the arsenals. This is the new one, real quick, just for the friends at home. Just like a.
You're doing that a lot. You're doing that a lot. Yeah.
Clicking clips.
Yeah. Throwing clips. Yeah. Yeah,
That's
that was
a good one.
That was
That
pretty
one
cool.
makes you feel hard, bro. Makes you. Larry's got a gun.
Not just one gun. He's got combination.
Combination.
Two
Is that, are we
guns.
just going with combination for the title? Or
I don't
also,
know.
how old is this bit, bro? We're a little late.
Bro, as soon as I saw that and I like made it a reel and everything, like I turned to my girlfriend and was like, I'm gonna be saying this fucking all weekend. Like,
It's so good.
combination.
Combination. It's a madness and a badness.
Did you have a favorite moment from the whole show? Because like you were loving it, and it was great to see you love it.
Thanks, bro. And I will admit, and this is like the criticism. I was in my own world, so like I kind of so it was me, you, Gian, and then the other person we were with, and they were, as they were leaving and getting Trulies or whatever, like people were, but mainly you and I were next to each other, and not that I expected to have some like not that we were going to be rapping to each other as if like I was the boy and you were 21 or. Whoever is who in this scenario. But you just were, I just felt that I was getting nothing. So I was like, let me just fall deeper into my fandom.
What?
Dive deep. What I'm saying was that there's no participation between me and
You
you.
needed my energy.
No,
you needed my energy to
Bro,
bounce off
I
of.
didn't need anyone's
No.
energy. I'm just saying, at a certain point, I'm like, all right, I'm just doing this. I'm doing this alone, which is fine. You don't like Drake like that, which is totally
I don't like Drake.
understandable.
I can't lose myself in situations like that, or rarely, unless I'm like really like if I don't know what my equivalent of Drake is. But if
Yeah,
I was at
who
that
is that?
concert,
Sicko P?
MF Doom, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I
Rest
mean,
in
Gene
peace.
was also just like not like he wasn't fucking going crazy like you were necessarily. I mean, a lot of people in the show were, and a lot of people weren't.
That's fair.
What were you talking about? But yeah, what was I mean, it was like 2 hours of like just nonstop like the show, the boys' show. Like, what was your favorite moment?
It's funny that you say that because my favorite moment in the 55-song 2-hour set is definitely nonstop into Sicko Mode, which I love. Well, and that's the thing, man. Like, despite the Drake fandom, like I have a lot of criticisms of this man's catalog and kind of how he edits or the lack thereof when it comes to editing. Like, I do not like fucking Certified Lover Boy at all. I do not like Scorpion at all. They are both fucking bursting at the seams. But a highlight for me. From Scorpion is nonstop, and then he does that into Sicko Mode, and that's a drop, bro. That's a moment where like I might be in my own world, fucking throwing clips, but the crowd goes wild.
Flip.
Yeah, that's my personal favorite moment. What about you? Did you have?
Shit
I think
don't
I
ever
might have even
stop.
said this already in the pod, but shit don't ever stop.
Wait, so then did you
This
like?
a rollie, not a stopwatch.
Did you then
Shit
like
don't ever stop.
fake Sicko Mode on Utopia with the
Meltdown?
reunification of Travi and Drizzy?
Dude,
Let's get relevant for a second.
I mean, the Drake like whisper bad guy shit. Like I like that. I'm the tough.
You're just scared of the 666.
I mean, you and I.
Airing you out. Drake was clearly practicing his live on stage.
That's pretty good.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
I think it's the
I can't really roll.
it's the soda phlegm.
And that's just a drill thing.
Yeah,
Whether
but
UK
he
or
was
New York.
Yeah, but he was trying to do that on stage and like I know obviously culmination is like a great example where Drake just takes on the cultural appropriation of like whatever subculture he thinks is cool at the moment, and him trying to do like drill noises and people like, hey yo, suck my dick, B.
Yeah.
It's like all right.
I mean, he is, and this is not an original take. He's the reason that he is so fucking popular and by extension so fucking awesome is that he's the ultimate chameleon. He can fucking it's literally like.
Well, he's also he's the mirror that you want to see yourself as, right? Where you're like, oh yeah, I can make that drill sound.
I can say combination.
I can say that other word
But
that
I
you can't say.
say.
What? No.
Yurt?
Suck my dick.
Suck my fucking dick.
Suck my dick, B.
When did he say suck my dick? Was that
He
in
said it
Side
at-
Talk? Or he said it.
They said it at our shit.
He did say, which was amazing, is he was like, yo, because this was right when the bra shit is going viral, and it was like, locate this woman immediately.
Yeah.
And at our show, the first night we went to Tuesday, he was like, yo, it's crazy out here. I'm dodging titties in Soho.
Well, he's like, yo, I'm ducking titties flying at me everywhere.
Yeah.
Titties. I'm ducking titties in Soho.
What's the current record? Where are we at?
So I'm pretty sure I have my notes from the second night that I went to with my girl that he got a 46G, but I think, but then I was like, wait, I don't even remember him like picking up a
40G
bra like
seller,
that.
dude.
Yeah. So
We
he
had to
did
look-
find
yeah.
last night I guess in DC he found a 36L, which sounds
New high score.
impossible, and also that person probably should maybe like see a doctor.
They're a medical anomaly, and if anything, I don't know this person's pronouns, but I feel for them because that's a
Right.
lot of weight to carry around.
Yeah, their back must be fucking speaking about nonstop.
But we before we did the show, we were talking about like how bra sizes.
Well,
work.
okay, so he found a 36L and he found a 42H. I'm like, wait, which is bigger? Because it's like L is lower in the alphabet than H, but 36 is obviously lower than 42.
in terms of
So like
numbers.
and I've never personally experienced probably any letters south of D,
South.
like
I see what you're saying.
E and E to Z, E to Z.
Or like north if we're using the mountain analogy.
Yeah, but also like then what do the numbers mean? Which like I don't know what the numbers mean, and it's like, I mean the bra that Drake held up the fucking 42H was it looked fake. It looked like a bed sheet.
It's a custom job.
Yes. And again, I don't know how that person
With a Tempur-Pedic mattress.
like 8 or L
cups.
like whatever. So yeah, we had to look up how bras work because we were fucking blew our this
Yeah,
went
we're
beyond.
just dumb men.
Yeah, this went beyond. This was like Oppenheimer level science, of like how
Yeah, at
these
least-
breast sizes work.
At least for us, this is like the most amount of research we would ever do. The number is your band size, aka the width of.
Oh, so my band size is fucking 48Z, bro.
Yeah, dude, when I'm at Starlet's, my band size is 1. No, so that's the band size. That's like the width of the back.
Okay.
And then the number, the numerical measurement or signifier is the cup size.
No, the alphabetical.
Sorry, excuse me.
Yes.
The alpha, right there is, right, yes.
Yes.
The alpha is the cup
So 36L compared to 42H. 36 versus 42. 36 is not as wide, but the L is more on the y-axis.
Yes, this is an X and Y axis measurement.
Or the
system.
x-axis.
Yeah.
No, this is the z-axis. This is the z-axis.
Z, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess because
God
we are
damn.
in 3 dimensions.
Drake likes big titties,
Yeah, he does, dude.
and I like what Drake likes.
Dude, real nice.
Yeah. So wait. So what about Utopia then? So like you don't like
Oh,
the
it's-
fucking fake sicko mode on Utopia?
This is. I called it fucking open mic
Meltdown.
Jesus. Everyone knows that this is just like
Meltdown.
him trying to fucking be the guy who basically molded the guy. Here's a good one for you that I thought about. If Drake's new record that is yet to drop, which we're all very excited for, and by I mean me, for all the dogs, Utopia is for all the tards because there
Ooh,
is
nice.
no way that you can listen to this shit and think it is fucking groundbreaking or even like that good if you're not a fucking 12-year-old boy.
I know. Which honestly,
This is what we've been saying.
but yo, come on. Who spends more money than anyone? 12-year-old boys.
No, that's fair, and that's why like
You dangle a 36L titty in front of them, they're gonna fucking open up that band.
No, you dangle a fucking Utopia branded Air Force One
know.
with every free musical purchase.
I know. Well, it's like an extra $5 for like the CD or whatever the fuck.
I mean, listen, he's gonna go number 1. It'll be the second number 1 rap record. The whole narrative that rap is down this year, if you look at the charts, despite like I don't know the kind of regional shit that's happening. Like Uzi went number 1, but people fucking basically made fun of him and the Pink Tape into him now going and doing another tape, the Barter 16, which hopefully is better than Pink Tape, which wasn't good. No, Utopia to me was this man is so stupid and does not have
Which you know from personal experience.
yeah,
As a fellow stupidsman.
which also I hate getting the Google alert as the guy with the Google alert for his own name.
Oh.
With
Okay,
the
first of
whole-
all, stop doing that.
no. Well, are you kidding me? No, that's very important. I need
How
to-
often do you get a Google alert on your own name?
whenever fucking Travis Scott is in the zeitgeist because it came up again recently with Rocky shitting on Trav, the whole I took your bitch thing, I am the one who in a cover. Why are you Googling?
I want to see what the latest Lawrence Schlossman.
It's from Complex, no?
April 5th in the news.
No, this was last week. But anyway, the whole thing is when it
Wait,
comes down.
what? Oh, I forgot about this.
What?
The boys of Throwing Fits want you to moisturize your dick.
Oh, that
Interview
was
magazine.
Interview Magazine. Speaking of Interview Magazine, no, because I in my cover story wrote about how Rihanna was like clearly embarrassed to be with like a guy who wasn't that popping at the time, so that's why the relationship had to be secret. Obviously, that it's now Rocky's two ex baby mama. So the beef, a lot of people trace back to the shit that I wrote in my article, mainly because I was so pissed at Travis Scott for delaying my interview so many times and then making me wait in fucking hotel lobbies across the country and then never doing the interview he promised he would do when he wasn't even fucking famous. The whole thing, this article.
Well, he was fucking Rihanna.
The whole article builds up to the record. I believe it's what's the one where he's the action figure? Is that Rodeo?
Rodeo? Yeah.
Dude, it didn't even go number one. So it's all this bullshit, all this rock star
Complex Man of the Year.
And then the man of next year. And guess what? They were correct because that was after that came Birds in the Trap, my favorite Travis Scott record. So let me be nice for 1 second. But yeah, they kind of did nail it. With that said, this to me is it's pathetically embarrassing that he thinks that this is this moment that to me, at least sonically, and I know people like the production, whatever. He has no thoughts rattling around in his fucking dome, dude.
Whatever. You don't need to.
Did you
Travis
listen
Scott
to it?
I listened to it. Travis Scott just out here designing vibes. Yeah, I mean, I put it on. I didn't listen to it per se. I just had it on, and then like literally nothing like hooked me into being like, oh, let me run that back. Like, oh, what song is that? Oh, okay. It's just like Drake being like, I melted down for all change, which is crazy.
I mean, yeah.
That is just. I'm not
all that heritage shit.
I'm not taking some tweet that I retweeted from Throwing Fits where it's like, yo, just another example of white people erasing black history,
That's
right?
true,
Not
dude.
respect. Black non-respecters, Drake.
They could learn a little bit from me. You know,
Yeah.
it's about pleasing and respecting our POC friends.
Exactly.
And yeah, just something to chew
Mark
on. Drake.
Sabino said that if he actually did that, that's like the burning of the Alexandria Library in terms of for jewelry.
Okay, let's not get crazy.
That's pretty funny. That was funny.
I mean, listen. We love your references, Mark. Sick reference, bro. You got
Good
the best
reference.
references, dude. He is a great Twitter follow.
Yeah,
Utopia for me, there's zero replay value. I still have pink tape on my phone. I'll listen to.
So what
Endless
you're saying
Fashion
is
and
Oppenheimer.
Mama, I'm so sorry.
Oppenheimer is my Utopia, but we'll get into Oppenheimer soon.
Whoa, them's is fighting words.
I know. All right, so I go back the next night with my girlfriend, and I gotta say, fellas, if Drake is coming to your town, I think that this is a show better seen with your significant other than it is, or partner or lover of choice than it is with your homies.
Okay.
It is just so much more fun because like he's talking to the ladies the whole time.
Is
right?
he?
Pretty much, yeah. Even like Tough Talk Drake, like that's like the minority of the whole show. I think it's a lot more fun. I did get roasted a few times where the parachute pants that I wore on night one when we went together, my girlfriend was like, yo, every girl here is wearing the same pants you were wearing last night, which is true.
With like that like corset top and then forces.
Yeah, they were wearing like the girlies were wearing like I was wearing the girlies fit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I became known as Mr. Budweiser because again, fellas,
Mr. Budweiser in the girly fit, dude.
if you're a beer drinker, if you're drinking buds with the buds, fucking unbarred access to beer when you go, whether it's with your girl or not. But I thought
her review.
She loved it,
nutshell.
and she loved it. It was too long. We left before like the last song.
No, you didn't even stay.
She's like, "What's the last song? Legend." I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "All right, let's go."
Oh, what a good ender.
And we beat the crowd. Got first crack at the bootleg merch, which I bought, and the guy gave me the wrong size.
I mean,
But the merch, by the way, the bootleg merch, and this is true, I guess, of like, it's always been true, except for a few rare instances, that the bootleg merch is far better than the fucking real shit. Let's be
here's
clear.
the problem is that the bootleg merch, and we talked about this a bit because I have the exact same bootleg from Brooklyn that you got outside of MSG that I saw leaving the show that I was like, well, I already have this. Because the bootleg business is a booming and it's such a cottage industry, it's just one bootleg for every fucking concert in New York. And it's like there was no person that was like, let me get my hustlepreneur on. Let me grind and create a better bootleg than the one bootleg option that you can.
Well, 'cause it's not a
pink if you got a dick or a pussy.
Well, no one's out here being like, oh, actually, can I see your other options, Mr. Bootleg Man? No, it's like, yo, $20. All right, here you go. $10. Here you go.
But the fact that there's not just another boot
All right, so if you're watching this and you can't get tickets to go with your girl, go make a fucking bootleg
Exactly.
and then
And
try
then
to
you can afford tickets to another show.
Try to compete. I did see a guy selling bootleg Drake baseball jerseys ahead of night one, and I put him on IG, but I didn't cop. And then Caramonic was like, "Yo, I need that."
Wait, for real? I didn't even see that on our IG.
Yeah.
How much do you think those are running for?
I don't know, 40.
Did they look like good quality?
No,
a
they look like
baseball
fucking shit.
jersey?
Yeah, they look like
now
fucking shit.
that's the guy who's got the fucking boot on the brain, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Damn, what a genius. Fuck. I need that just like John.
But yeah, and then I guess like keeping in the spirit with the big hip hop week, I went and saw, and you were invited. Shout out Kev, shout out Victor. We were invited to go see a concert on the roof of Pier 17, which is a really nice venue because like you're outside, you're on the water.
I've never been, but I'm familiar.
You're outside, you're on the water. It's on the east side, so by the time the concert starts, you're in the shade, fully in the shade.
Get some breeze off the water too.
Yeah, fucking hit Momofuku Sambar afterwards, or get some ice cream after. Saw Rick Ross opening for. This was crazy. Rick Ross opening for the Clips.
Wait, it's not a double bill. It's legit. Because I know one person has to. By definition,
One person has to go first.
Yeah.
Rick Ross went first. I don't know if it was like double bill or whatever.
Sure.
Rose went first. I've never seen Rick Ross live. It was fucking sick. It was like
I can do that.
It was. He had the whole crowd doing that.
Well, I mean, why not?
Let me get a rose.
Oh.
No, bro. I'm Rick Ross. You're the crowd.
Right.
Let me get a rose.
Maybach music.
Here we go. Let me get a rose, and then go. Let me get a And it was fire. Like
Rose.
Like a few thousand people just going, "Oh."
That's my nickname.
Okay.
Cocaine running through my dick vein.
I'm not a star.
Somebody lied. I got a pistol in the car.
He did. So what was funny was that I went with two friends, and it was really hot, and we're like, all right, we had VIP. Thanks, Victor.
Ooh.
And we're like, all right, like he's playing all those like Diced Pineapples, like Aston Martin music, like his like lovey-dovey shit. Like, oh, let's go back into VIP and like cool down for a second before Clips comes on.
Like
and then he's
doing Did he do BMF?
So then, if you let me finish. So then every time we go in, he would pull out a fucking banger. He'd pull out Stay Scheming. It'd be like, we'd be at the bar and be like, oh, we got to go back.
Right.
Do that. Be like, all right, cool. It's like, I'm not a star. Got to go back.
Just when you think you're out, he pulls you back in.
Go back into the bar. Go to the bar. I think I'm Big Meech. Like, oh, fuck, got to go back. It happened like 3 times. And then Clips came out. Clips was fucking fire as usual.
Did they do majority of what, like Lord Willin, Hell Hath, a little to
everything.
The casket? Oh, really?
And they just rapped. They just rapped for like an hour straight. And I know, like,
no, I mean,
Pusha T, the only rapper that's rapping. But yeah, so it was like very. I don't know. It was great to see. I guess this was maybe the first time they've ever performed as Clips publicly since their breakup.
Did they do anything at the LV show with their boss?
I mean, they walked it.
Yeah, right. But I didn't know because I know Jay did like a little thing. I didn't know if then also Clips like hopped in there and
I don't think so.
Had Jay open for them.
Ooh, I mean, not at this like retrospective of like 50 years of hip hop, whatever. But the funny thing afterwards was I'm walking out and I like clocked this guy in front of me that he's wearing Corteiz, this brand from London. This guy Clint, who got name dropped in the fucking fucking Drake Central C.
Me and
freestyle.
Clint can now afford whips like Gran Torino.
He I guess he obviously had like the Nike collaboration, which people went crazy for. People were riding all over New York.
Creps.
I first saw his shit when people were like, "Oh, like this is the brand that's causing riots in London," because he was doing these like scavenger hunts or like tweet like some coordinates and you got to show up and then like find a thing to go to the next thing and that's how you get like free shit. Or it's like, yo, show up at this location and trade in like your Supreme or like other shit and you get like free Corteiz.
They did like a free kick competition where it was also like score a goal, you get some credits.
Yeah. So shit's going crazy. Shit's going brazy in London, and I'm walking down the escalator. Like everyone's kind of walking out. Again, we all left before the last song. This is the new thing. This is the new thing.
You guys are old, dog.
This is the new thing. Got to beat the traffic. And I see this Corteiz logo like on some guy's jeans, and I'm like, oh shit, like that's crazy. I know the logo. I've never really seen it in New York.
Yeah.
I guess it's like making waves or infiltrating New York a little bit. Then I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah, this cool guy's like wearing Corteiz. Cool. Then I see Hugo Mendoza and Bar, who are boys with Clint and have been like chilling with him all weekend. And like the Bar Scar Hugo connection with Clint because I think like Clint did something with them for the Nike shit, whatever. And I see them and like, yo, what up? And they're like, yo, we're linking up with like Clint. I'm like, oh, cool.
Clint 419.
I'm going to Momofuku down here. And then like we're all chilling and Hugo's like, yo, Jay. I don't know why he calls me Jay. Like, hey, yo, Jay.
Yo, Jay.
Hey, yo, Jay.
Hey, yo, Jay.
Come over here. He's not Italian. He's Dominican.
I love he calls you Jay. That's
I know.
funny, dude.
I'm like, what up, H?
Yeah. Okay.
He's like, yo,
So
this
he
is.
beckons you, come hither.
He's like, yo, come over here. Scar was there. Say what up to Scar. Scar introduced me to his partner Audi, who like was, I don't know if you saw him, but he was clapping back at the Fulios in the comments.
Oh yes, I have seen this guy on Instagram.
Who was like,
they look like brothers.
they're both just like gigantic men. I forgot how
massive
big
men.
Scar is. Like
Scar
seeing
is
Scar in the wild, was
huge,
just like,
bro.
damn, what up, Scar?
Yeah.
You're fucking big mozzarella. Yo, Jay, what up, H? Come over here. All right. And it's Clint, and I'm just like, oh, what up, bro? Nice to meet you. And I don't know, he said some fucking British shit. And I was like, yo, you enjoying New York? Like, you got the two best guys showing you around, you know, Bar and Hugo. They're good. Like, I'm sure they're showing you the best time. Like, I'm sure they're getting you whatever you want, you know, the best pizza, the best liquor, the best girls of ill repute. And he did that thing where, like, not to stereotype, but you know when, like, black people see a magic trick from like David Blaine and just run. That's what he did. Where he's just like dying laughing. He's like ran away.
That's the ultimate compliment.
And I was like, all right. I was like, all right. He's running away from me.
If I'm the black, you just did you were a black pleaser. You
Yeah.
pleased him.
Respecting the culture that, you know, I gave him room to run.
In the Corteiz Nike Creps, he is. I don't want to suck anyone's dick.
Suck my dick.
He's the guy.
Suck my dick, B.
The amount that he's been name dropped, not just now by Drake, but already by Sench, because you know I'm cool.
Double C.
And
2C.
Sench and Dave on their EP, their collab tape, which is fucking fire. He clearly is like becoming this. The way that I was.
I've got to be old and washed. I know that, Clint.
Yeah. Okay, well done. Good. I mean, good flow. I mean, you practiced it. On the
Rhythm Flow Sench.
the Raven episode. No, that he to me reminds me, and this is crazy praise, but I stand by it. When like Virgil was doing Pyrex, I mean, this is streetwear, straightforward streetwear. Nike collab aside, you know, he's doing the Roadman version, Roadman-ting, which is soccer jerseys, like beaters, which I copped, which is crazy.
I think that
As
this
a white man,
you cop them.
but
You
I-
cop the pleasers.
Yeah, but I'm supporting a young black creative by copying
That's
the
true.
Cortez Pleasers.
You're one of 500,000
No,
orders.
but he's the one where his influence is, I feel like, is not just felt on like, you know, the Utes who are making fucking mayhem in the streets across Europe, because I think there was a riot in Paris, there was a riot in fucking London when he drops the pins, but like it really feels like it's who influences the influencers or the rappers. When we talk about Yachty influencing Drake, it's like Clint is like right there. He just happens to have a clothing line. He's not a rapper.
Well, I think also kind of going back to what we talked about at the top episode, where it's like maybe the pendulum is swinging back away from capital F high fashion, Balenciaga drip, you know, designer head to toe, where it is like the more straightforward shit. And like Cortez is very much to its core like a streetwear brand in that it's graphic driven. Yeah. It's affordable.
Absolutely.
It has like the big fuck you pieces, like the big black leather that like Drizzy wore, and like it was just like friends and family. But it is like I think that, and having seen it a minute ago and briefly following it, and then you know meeting the guy or like seeing, I think the tentacles are like maybe slowly reaching out to like
I think so,
New York. Hopefully we'll see, but it has very slowly like delved into the cut and sew, but it is still very much like a t-shirt and fucking like accessories brand. But it is in this void of like what is streetwear now at this point. Nobody can answer that question. Nobody knows.
Cortez
It is
and Sporting Rich.
Well, it is just like a pure streetwear brand.
Yes.
In the pure sense of the word.
In a good way.
In a good way, where it is just like
Not
it's
pejorative.
the kids want it. It's like it's bottom up. It's not like trend chasing. It's just like creating its own thing, its own ecosystem, and it's just reverberating slowly outward.
What's his rules the world? I mean, he's like creating his own fucking world, his own universe. The customer base. I think he was flexing that there's been like, you know, in a few years, there's already been like 500,000 orders. You know, speaking of fucking whether or not like the tentacles have hit New York, despite him like palling around with like, you know, the coolest of the cool, the ice cold. You know who put me on? Because I totally wasn't even aware that he was fucking running things. It was fucking Teddy put me on.
Well, it's not because I was gatekeeping him. It's that you never asked me for my opinion, bro. You never think my opinion's valid.
It's weird that
That's
you
what
wouldn't
it is.
just go out of your way to put me on to a young black independent creative
I know.
just on your own. That's a little
I'm
weird.
gatekeeping. Ask me for the weekly dossier.
Not only did Ted make me aware of him, like maybe like a 2 years ago or a year ago, but Clint is quoted in the ALD New York Times piece as Clint 419, which is incredible that Monica or the fact checkers let him not do his government and just go straight up with Clint 419.
Damn,
Mr. 419.
I need to start being quoted as Dr. Taco.
Yeah, no, it would be
As an ALDsman, did you like the piece? Did you learn anything new? Will you start writing a letter to Teddy Santis every few years the way that he writes a letter to Ralph Lauren?
I write a text to him whenever I need a favor, and I just have to wait 3 days to hear back. Now, for me, it's like,
dearest Teddy, Fisherman sandals, both colorways. This is Larry, your biggest fan.
And you know what? I only got the black, so.
You got the reds.
No.
You post the reds.
No.
The fuck? Okay.
Nope. Yeah.
I'm not trying to fuck up your flow here.
Brown because I want to have a full rotation for all the belts. No, I thought the article was fair. The designing vibes, physical headline, I was like, okay. That to me, I'm like, I think we could do a little bit better. We go a little harder.
That's some like New York Times ass shit.
Yeah, for sure, 100%. You and I have been hearing about this article for so long, and I felt like it kept getting pushed back as there was more and more tentpole moments for the brand. This is the story I expected to read, and it's one of these things where it's like, listen, calling it a watershed moment, I think, is not doing service to the fact that like this brand already like runs New York. So I don't know if this article.
Oh, yo, this brand runs New York.
Honestly, dude, just
you sound like you work there.
No, I think it. I wonder how the New York Times style section above the fold Thursday profile reverberates in our world, because everyone listening to the show knows what ALD is.
Right. I think some of the reactions were
who's reading the New York Times and then being like, this is a cool thing I need to check
who's
out.
Times in the New York Times. Well,
me,
so sorry, keep going.
My final point is I just think that this is to me it validates, I think, everyone that has already supported the brand. I wonder how this article and tells some of the story that maybe people don't know, because Teddy is famously very guarded, and the last time he did press was for Four Pins when he talked to Skylar Burgle and they rode around in the Batmobile. If you could track down that story, it's a can't miss in my opinion.
It's crazy. Anyway, It's crazy you didn't get quoted in your own Throwing Fits profile. You didn't get quoted in the ALD profile.
Can I say
in your
something
Times.
I'm a little annoyed about?
Yeah.
I kept hearing that, John. I was gonna get asked.
Here we go.
I know.
Here
I
we
swear
go.
to God, not to be that guy, but like John was like, yeah, I'm gonna hit you up. Honestly, now that I'm saying it out loud, I feel like or Ted being like, yeah, John's gonna hit you up, or John being like, yeah, I'm gonna hit you up. I'm like, oh, damn, I'm getting dubbed.
Yeah. Yo, email you or text you a combination.
Combination.
You got the combination dub.
Yeah. What do you think? It was the must read of the day.
The writing the letter was oh my God, I wonder if he'll ever like release those. But I think that the reception to it was funny, where it's like all these people that if they think ALD is this like under the radar, if you know thing, and maybe that's the case in like fucking Main Street bumblefuck America.
Presumably.
Where you do get your I don't know, you think you're like super tapped in because you're wearing like some 550s. But some people that are like, oh, this is and this is their reaction, not mine. So
this is the Throwing Fits Reddit.
ALD Mafia, don't fucking greenlight me. They were like, oh, yo, like this is it. This is like the kiss of death. And it's like, how is the New York Times profile the kiss of death? Where like, first of all, everything mainstream is cool again, right?
Yeah.
Barbenheimer, Drizzy, Taylor Swift. There's no subculture right now. The mainstream, like the widest shared experience possible. Mm-hmm. That's what is like actually like big sporting events.
This is what Travis Scott is trying to do, and like honestly, like at least he got people talking. I don't think the reaction is necessarily positive. Culture is so top heavy.
Festivals.
And I'm not mad at it. I don't know about you, dude, because I feel like you're a little bit. Would you say you're a snob? Honestly.
First of all, I'm the one that made this statement to you in the first place.
No, but I'm saying, do you consider yourself a snob? No, I'm just asking a true question.
No, okay. Yes, but not as much as I used to, where it's like, like if something's popular, it's automatically that's like a knock against it. Where it is like, yo, I'm the only one between us that saw Oppenheimer.
Well, that's because turns out raising a puppy is a lot harder than it was.
Yeah, you're raising a child. You're raising a child.
It's a lot harder than it was the first time around, where I now realize that my wife just brought her to work every day, and I just got to come home and hang out and cuddle, and never had to raise her for 1 minute.
Damn, you are the patriarchy.
I showed you the military schedule just quickly over Zoom. It's like every 2 hours. Like
it's insane that you even have a printout. of the schedule? You.
Well, I need the printout.
Right.
I need to see.
You
Well,
do.
it's
It's
also
not like you can schedule shit on your phone.
well, it's printed out on the fridge. There is
Okay.
a copy next to my desk. There is a copy in the bedroom next to on my table.
There's a
side.
copy in your ALD Fisherman
and
sandals.
and there's a copy on my phone. Yo, it's literally, and because Jenna has to go to the office, like I've kind of been the one where it's like, all right, I'm taking her out at 10 p.m. I'm taking her out at midnight. I'm taking her out at 2 a.m. I'm taking her out at 4. The bladder is just so
You're taking her at
small.
4 a.m.
Yeah, bro, that's the worst one too. The
Wait, like outside?
Yeah, well, we have a
little balcony.
No, not on the balcony. There's a second floor on our building.
Oh,
There's
right.
a communal roof where you're a lot of people are. You're allowed to take your dogs out there.
Right.
You just gotta pick up after them.
Right.
Um,
The place where you threw up off your balcony.
No, that was onto my neighbor's balcony.
No, that's off your neighbor's balcony onto the second floor landing where we did the little Arc'teryx photo shoot thing.
Oh, yes, but
Yeah.
no, you're thinking of your. That is where we did the Arc'teryx photo shoot thing, where you poured the water on me or I poured the water on
Yeah.
you for the party that never happened,
Right.
unfortunately, because of Omicron. No, that is the shared space.
Okay.
Where I threw up over my balcony was onto my neighbor's balcony.
Okay.
My below,
Got it.
but
Disgusting.
they have a much bigger space.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's regrettable. No, culture right now is top heavy, and I like it. Top heavy, like a big old tiggle pair of biddies. Dude.
Yeah. Call me Abraham Lincoln because I'm getting topped off. No, but the people being like, "Oh, New York Times profile. This is like
We
now the
digress
brand is fucking overexposed." It's like, what are you? Bro, relax.
Yeah, what reality are you living in?
Yeah, like the guys that do get their, I guess, like fashion news, inspiration, discovery from New York Times Thursday. It's like, if you're just hearing about ALD and you're gonna start buying ALD, like I don't know. I think that the people like freaking out about this being like a line in the sand or like a pre Times profile, post Times profile era for ALD. It's like, yo, you're taking everything way too seriously.
I think it's a sick look for the brand. It's awesome that Aaron is quoted, our boy Joe, fucking Biggs, all these guys, and obviously Ted, because people want to hear from Ted and they finally are getting the chance to. So shout out John for that fucking big ol'.
It is
scoop of
amazing.
the streetwear century.
It is amazing to read the article in the hey, let me get the bat, like that guy.
Oh yeah, don't make me get the back.
Don't make me get the
Hey,
bat.
I'm walking it.
Gabagool. If you read the whole article in that voice, very entertaining.
You know me, when it comes to ALD, I'm the glass half full. Fucking, you know me, I'm with the boys. I think it's if I'm a fan of this brand, like if I'm on the ALD subreddit, I think that there's maybe some people, kind of like with ours, that are
Oh my God, did the ALD subreddit go crazy?
I haven't looked, but I'm assuming that there's always going to be the positive and the negative reaction. And if I am an ALD like super fan and I spend a lot of money with this brand and I fucking love what they're creating, this bit which is what it says in the article, which is Ralph Lauren that acknowledges black influence that exists inherently in the DNA versus like trying to like profiteer or just like cherry picking like we'll cast Tyson Beckford in a couple campaigns and just fucking profit off of these people. But if I'm a fan, I'm like, yo, this is validating and fucking sick, and I would be hype.
Yeah, but I think a lot of people, they love LD because, and I think John got this across in the article, is that it is like, yo, let me tell you something. Yo,
You got something? Yeah. What do you got for me?
Yo,
Yo.
know this brand Drake's? We got suits with them.
Ayo, Jay.
Hey, yo, Jay. But so I think.
I copped. Plus no.
So I think.
Honestly, that's what I was thinking of, is the call and response of, hey, Ma.
Oh.
Yo, Jay.
What up?
H?
I hit. Me, Clint. What else?
Left early.
People being like, oh, no, my favorite brand is now overexposed. It's like, you're probably liking for the wrong reasons anyway. Okay,
That's a
talk.
fact.
Let's talk about liking things for the right reasons. Oppenheimer, which as a cinephile, I took the time out of my day to
I
pay
have a
hard-earned
child.
money to the fucking
Crazy.
theaters of America to give Christopher Nolan more money. I saw Oppenheimer.
What did we think? And I'm seeing it Sunday. Finally.
Well, are you going like, oh, 70 millimeter, oh, fucking IMAX, oh, I'm sitting third row middle.
I have.
Don't talk to me, turning my phone off.
Jenna and I have very limited time due to the military schedule that Georgie Porgy is on, so we are just going to Alamo.
Why don't you go build a town and put a movie theater in it, you
Honestly,
fucking idiot?
At this point, I probably would have seen it sooner. Versus now, where like the entire zeitgeist has fucking left me behind, and now I feel like I'm reading the New York Times.
The best.
Who's this? Wait. Who's this Oppenheimer? Who's this Bobby Oppenheimer guy? Who's Chris Nolan?
Why is it feeling real oppy outside? The best was we were like making Oppenheimer memes, and you're like weighing in with suggestions like, no, bro, like you don't understand.
I didn't know that it was about the context. I was just like, oh, like it's just like a plug and play, little choose your own adventure Mad Lib situation.
When the Essence sale hits, it's like, no, bro, what's when your fucking oppy fit pick likes go up?
I don't want to know like whether or not they like dropped the bomb or anything like that. But
all right, well, first of all, inauspicious beginnings. Speaking of inauspicious starts, so I bought fifth row middle.
Did you go alone or did you go home?
I went with my GF. Okay. In the kind of like wheelchair accessible row, but it's like seats, right? You have you have seats for like if you just want a seat, and then you have like wheelchair spaces. But it is definitely like no stairs, right? It is the aisle where people like exit, come down, exit, whatever,
your
move up,
bodies
exit.
were taking up spaces for those who unfortunately cannot.
I was being ableist. I was being ableist for sure.
Differently abled. Yeah, I get it.
I was being ableist. Get there, seats 5 and 6, dead middle, and walk up. There's two fucking old as shit people sitting there.
Seats.
There's a fucking World War II veteran sitting in my seat.
No way.
I'm like, what? And I'm like, hey, I think these are my seats. I'm like, no, like these are our seats. I'm like, so go out to the ticket guy. I'm like, hey,
can you kick
I think there's people in our seats. Like, yeah, can you abuse this veteran for me? He's like, no, the chair seats are wrong. You got to look at the numbers on the floor. And I'm like, oh, okay. Go back to the old fuck. This guy that punched a Nazi.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, see this? It's 6 on the floor, and I have 6. What do you have? And he's like, no, this is my seat. And I'm like, and like the previews are going. The previews are going. Like, it's about to get fucking dark in there.
You're just arguing with a guy who like was straight up in Castle Wolfenstein, dude. Like literally protecting our freedom.
The theater was packed at this point, and like half the theater is like in front of me, half the theater's in back, and they can see me talking to this old guy and his bitch, who's also old. I mean, I'm like, bro, why are you here?
Bring his bitch into
why are you here? Like, do you want PTSD from like nuking hundreds of thousands of Japanese people? And he finally gets it, but he's like, oh, we're in like 8 and 10. So they're not even sitting together. So my girlfriend takes charge of the situation. Shout out to her. She goes over to the people that are sitting in 8 and 10 and like, hey, you guys are sitting in their seats and you need to get up. And those people got broken up. You need to get up so they can sit there so that we can sit here.
So this is an atomic chain reaction.
Exactly. It's fission.
Got it.
It's oppie fission. There's literally like the lights are going down. It's like, well, welcome to the concession stand. Like AMC theaters. Except it's not AMC. So I'm fucking booting this World War II veteran out of his seat. He can't get up, by the way. Like his cane is on the ground.
No, dude.
His cane is on the.
In regalia?
No, he was in like the fucking sandals you were wearing with socks and like just like cargo shorts. It was like incredibly hot Saturday.
He was in camo cargo shorts.
Yeah, exactly. He was in sick engineered garments and Keens.
No, more like dressed like a drill rapper from the Bronx. Dude.
Yeah,
a Montclair.
He was dressed like
and then cargo shorts and camo.
He was dressed like Kid Mero, and and I have to be like, oh, can I get your cane for you? And he's like, I got it. And then he like can't get out of his seat, and like the seats are like recliners, so he can't he has nothing to push on to get up. So I'm like, do you need a hand? And like again, I'm in front of maybe 80 people that are watching me boot these two old ass motherfuckers off to the end of the row.
You were there,
and I'm like,
you were there up in Heimer.
I'm like, yo, this is if we don't follow the rules, it turns to Vietnam, right? Vietnam War, not Vietnam the country, where it's like, I bought these seats. If I don't get these people out of my seats into their correct seats, where am I going to sit for 3 hours and watch this perfectly fine movie?
It's a little bit like the shopping cart conundrum, except in this case, we're displacing veterans who are there to kind of remember history that they participated in.
Right. I'm sure that this guy was he was depicted on the screen. He helped, create that.
He was played by Timothée Chalamet.
He helped. Yeah, I'm sure he helped create the fucking nuclear bomb that set us on this path. But
yeah. So was it good? Was it too long? I don't know.
All right.
I'm going to see it.
I liked it.
About it on the show.
Without giving any spoilers, I liked it. I will never watch it again. If it's on TV, there's no single scene where I'm just like, oh, I gotta watch this. Where it's like Dark Knight opening scene, or like fucking Dunkirk, fucking that shit, or like
Tenet opening scene.
Interstellar, the waves. Yeah, the Tenet opening scene. Opening scene was like, It was exciting. It was just it was a bunch of close, like, you don't need to see it in IMAX or 70 millimeter.
Okay,
I don't think.
No, because I'm obviously not.
Because it's mainly just people's faces. It's one of those movies where it's just like a series of people meeting.
His dialogue is normally really bad, even though like there are
this was
amazing lines. Was the dialogue rough too? Him and it, like they're not.
Well, he can't write women. He can't write for women.
Listen, dude. Every fucking Nolan is just failing the Bechdel test.
Yeah.
But no, he's not nice with the pen, unlike The Boy or Sanch or Santan Dave. But in terms of the Nolan filmography, well, first of all, are you a Nolan dick eater? Like some of these fucking bozos?
I'm not on your level, but I'm not. I tried. I tried rewatching 10. I'm like, damn, this is even worse than the second time. Like Interstellar, great. Inception, great. Dark Knight, the second two, great.
Prestige. What about,
I'm not a fucking movie man. Like I saw the movie that like you need to see.
Is it better or worse than Dunkirk? Because that's where I'm like,
worse.
Better or worse than Tenet?
Better, but Tenet is in the fucking absolute.
Oh,
fucking,
really? For me, Tenet.
It's in the bin, man. It's in the fucking. It's in the loo.
Yeah, I rewatched Tenet because I had Nolan fever, but couldn't like leave my home.
What's worse, Tenet or Oppenheimer? Not worse, but you know.
Oh, what about
combination?
Inception, better or worse than Inception?
Worse.
So it's
it's like lower mid. It's
lower
like it's
mid?
like just below middle. Again, I'm glad that I saw it. I think that it like came together. You know, it's like parallel storylines and all the shit. It came together. It's like
Dunkirk.
an important story. It's cool. Cillian Murphy's good. I would just I have no desire to ever watch this again.
Yeah.
Like it's not exciting in the way that like there's no like real action. It's just it's a series of meetings. That's all it is. Which is its own genre. The Departed, series of meetings. Spotlight, series of meetings.
Well, any fucking or like Zodiac or whatever, like these movies.
Series of meetings.
All right. Yeah, I mean, when it takes place in a newsroom, it's a little more exciting. That's its own genre. This is.
There's like no single scene where I'm like, let me.
Shit?
It's not a court.
Oh.
There's various hearings.
I like a hearing. I rewatched JFK recently. I don't mind a courtroom or a hearing or a tribunal. That's not a bad setting for men talking to men.
That's it. It's just men talking to men. I didn't think it was too long. Maybe it dragged a little bit here and there. The Florence Pugh show, I was like, all right. Titties. But and you do see some balls?
Whose balls?
I think Cillian. Yeah.
You see Bobby's Oppenheimers?
Yeah, you see. You see his Droppenheimers for sure.
Droppenheimered? Yeah, hell yeah, dude. All right, well, I'm kind of like, this is kind of bumming me out because I was so amped to finally get ticks.
I think that it's like Barbie's probably the more fun movie to watch, but Oppenheimer's like maybe like the bigger fucking like in the grand scheme of things, like the bigger like
Oscar
addition to the grand cinematic scheme of things.
The Western canon.
Yeah, exactly.
Of cinema.
Of cinema, baby.
Yeah, I'll report back.
That's all.
Even though I guess you probably don't give a fuck. I think I'm gonna like it. I heard that's a great movie to bring your dad to.
Sounds about right.
You know, like
a dad
flick, like Ford vs Ferrari, or like I don't know, other great dad movies of that genre.
He's like, yeah, we did used to wear our pants at our tits, just like you with your
fits.
Einstein, I guess, had some fucking quirked up white boy fits.
That was a good tweet where they got Eisenhower out here in Uniqlo.
Yeah, Einstein.
Fuck. Is Dwight D. Eisenhower in it? No. Yeah?
Yeah. Damn. No. Yeah, he is. He's a bitch.
Yo, Eisenhower, you's a bitch.
Yo, Dwight. It's on site, Dwight.
It's
on site, Dwight.
You bitch.
You fucking bitch.
Damn. All right, lot of great options for.
Not a single Japanese person.
Really?
Yeah.
Not even getting fucking annihilated.
You'll see.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was fine. It was fine. I think that it was cool. It was like a good storytelling device on display.
Nice. I like
That's
that.
it.
I fuck with that. That's how I feel about Dunkirk too.
That's how I feel about this motherfucking.
Action.
That's how I feel about this motherfucking podcast, which has come to an end because we got to record more Cash App ad reads.
Oh my god, you remembered.
Well, and I down to run a show.
Fucking forgot.
Yeah, Chef, take us out.
See you guys next week. Bye.